There we go. Now, okay, now we're live. Now we're live. Okay, we're going to show you the charts on open because this is what you guys want to see. So, what's going on? I want to start with kind of like one of the hot stocks that everybody's watching. I think what we're going to do, maybe what we should do, and let me know your thoughts about this. Let me know, comment below. Should we talk about other stocks besides our client companies, our next super stock? Should we talk about like what else is hot and moving in the market besides our own stuff? Because we want to expand things. So let me know if you want to do that. So we're talking about open. Why am I talking about open? Well, I want to thank whoever on TikTok asked me about open. Was about last week, and I said, you know what, the chart looks like we got a cup and a handle formation. Wants to break out, and that was around $5, or it was in the 5 range. Did I buy it? No, I didn't buy it. Because I'm doing hours. I was waiting. You know what? Here's the thing. I was waiting for a bit of a pullback. I didn't do it. I was waiting for the pullback, and I missed out. And now we have the breakout in open. But guess what? Why am I talking about open? Because open has a very similar setup. To Wgrx. Okay, so here's open. Okay, we're talking about open. This is the daily chart. So I think it was right over here that somebody was asking me about open last week. Whoever it was, please, comment. But we had a cup and handle formation here. Very, very powerful setup. Very powerful setup. It breaks out, right? This is what happens. The stock breaks out, right? And then pulls back. Does that sound familiar? It's just like our stocks. They break out, they pull back, they consolidate a little bit. Again, it's making a probing attempt, and then boom, it makes the next move high. But look at this. What's this? That's the golden cross. There was your buy signal. So you had 2 buy signals. You had the breakout above the 50 moving average, the 200. Okay, just like this is exactly what we talk about with those 2 breakouts. And then you had the golden cross. So this is what we call the stack of algo triggers. That's your stack of algo triggers. And by the way, this is, hang on a second. This is, let me just pull this up. This is exactly, so what that chart pattern that I just showed you in open, that's exactly what we look for whenever we launch a new banger stock. We look for that type of setup. We look for multiple catalysts coming up. Not just one thing now. We want to see a stack of them, so that way we know that the trend can continue, right? You don't want just one catalyst. You want to have a bunch of these algo triggers a day out, 2 days out potentially, so that the thing can have legs. Now, question to ask: what's next for open? Okay, so we got the breakout. Now, one thing I don't like about open, I'll tell you what I do not like at all. I'll tell you the one thing I don't like, which I don't like these gaps. The gaps always get filled. That's it's one of those things, right? So we got this gap, but this is a very powerful candle. Look at that. It's a big candle. It's a big day, a huge day. What do we got? We went from it's a big day. It's a big move right there. Big move. The question is, will it close this gap? I think it's hard. I would say at some point it probably will. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about a Hoth in just a second. So it could go. This thing can go parabolic also. There's a couple of different setups when you have these charts. There's a couple of different ways to go. Hang on a second. Let's go to 1 hour. Yeah. So we're starting to see the momentum. It's starting to lose the momentum a little bit. It's starting to lose the momentum on the 1 hour chart. But there's 2 ways these things can go, right? They can pop, they can keep going, they can just go parabolic, a couple of gaps up, and then it crashes down. We've seen that happen before. That's Rob. That's exactly right. I'm going to show you a chart of this type of gap. One of our banger stocks. Let's see. How about 15-minute chart? Look, the 15-minute chart on open is actually looking pretty good. It's actually looking like it can go high. Again, it's very speculative. Oh shit, this thing really wants to go high, guys. We're forming another. We're going to form another cup and handle. I think it's going to go higher, guys. I hate to say this. We got a golden cross on the 5-minute charts. Okay, you got another buy signal here, which this thing wants to go higher. I would not be shocked if open goes much higher. Now, is it going to go to the moon? Is it like, is this, going to go to $1,000, whatever it is? I'm not saying anything. I'm saying that this thing wants to go higher. I'm not here to talk about the fundamentals. It doesn't matter. But based on that 5-minute chart, it wants to go higher. Again, I don't like these gaps. They're very dangerous. Very dangerous. But it wants to go higher. Let me just show you something crazy. I'm going to show you an example of one of our banger stocks. I'm going to show you an example of a banger stock chart where you have the gaps like that, just like where it went absolutely parabolic, just so you know, just so that you know what something is capable of. Again, this is one of our 4 stocks, a stock that went up 50x. You would have made 50 times your money. It was CBDT. We introduced it at a nickel, consolidate, went up 10x. And I told people, hey, I told our audience, this thing wants to go higher. We're forming a big pennant, and then it's going to break out. And sure enough, it broke out. Now look at this. Here is why I'm telling you this. We had a gap up. Look how many gaps. Boom, just like open, gap up. Another gap, another final gap. We had 4 gaps, okay? And this was not sustainable. When you have this many gaps like this, parabolic moves, it's not sustainable. And then from here, it collapsed, okay? There you go. Here we go. Hang on a second. Let's see here. One second. One moment. There we go. Okay, so why am I showing you this chart? Because you need to see what it's capable. And again, this is one of our former banger stocks, CBDT. And we're going to be talking about the next potential bank. Look at this. Open is already moving higher. Open is moving higher. Okay, Open. Hoth, is there major news? Of course, there's major news. Why do you think Hoth is moving up? All right, guys. So we're talking about Open. You see what's going on with the Open, and that tells you, what momentum is all about. This is one of our stock. Actually, Open is not a client company. It's not one of our clients. I should have reached out to them at some point, though. Anyway, so the Open chart looking really good. Somebody asked, where's Open going? I think Open wants to go higher. It's not, again, we're not here to give buy-sell advice. It's not investment advice. Open is not a client, by the way. Yeah, there's a lot of fake penny stock billionaire gang accounts. This is the only real one. Stealing really? That's funny. Send me a link. This is crazy. There's people copying my. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay, now, did you guys miss out on Open? Did you miss out on Open? You want the next Open? You want something that could be the next Open? Okay. How about this? You missed out on Open. Everybody's saying, "Oh, can you tell us about Open?" Okay. I'm going to show you the next banger setup. It's exactly the same setup. You know what that stock is? Wgrx. Wgrx. Hang on. Wgrx. Okay. I'm going to show you this. All right, guys, take a look at this. Here we go. You see, we got a cup and handle formation. Cup and handle formation, pennant formation, just like Open. Very similar to Open. I mean, I would say it's almost identical. Hang on, let's go back here. It's almost identical to Open, basically. This is the 1-hour chart, by the way. 1-hour chart, Wgrx. Wgrx wants to go higher. Now, let's look at the 30-minute chart. Because the 30-minute chart, we're starting to break out. Again, it's making those probing attempts. We got to break out above the moving average, the 50 moving average. You got your inverse head and shoulders type of thing happening. We launched it over here, by the way. We launched it here. It was, hang on. This is right here. What was it, 90 cents? 90 cents. Right over here, guys. Right here. Again, golden cross buy signal. And guess what? We got a stack of algo triggers on Wgrx. Okay, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the 5-minute chart is about to golden cross on the 5-minute chart, Wgrx. Okay, Wgrx about to go golden cross. Yeah, Rob, that's right. We got a nice looking chart. Beautiful chart, actually. It's a beautiful chart on WGRX. Now take a look at this, guys. Oh, shit, look at this. It's even better. This is your daily chart, okay? This is your daily chart. Are you talking about open or are you talking about WGRX? The Godfather, what indicators do I use? I only use one indicator. You know, I keep it very, very simple. I only use the moving averages. Why? Because you don't need anything. You really don't need anything else. Okay, look at this. This is WGRX. We got the pennant. You got the flagpole, the pennant, ready to break out. This thing wants to break out. Watch this. It's going to break out of here. Now, is it guaranteed? No, nothing is guaranteed. I should never say it's going to. Again, whenever I say something is going to, will do, I can't really use these words because nothing is guaranteed. I'm not giving investment advice, okay? Not, what do they call it? Investment representation, price representation, as they say in Canada, as the corrupt regulators in Canada say. That's right, the corrupt BC Security Commission, all these people are corrupt. TSX, the corrupt Canadian government regulators, when they use those words, oh, it's price representation. Okay, so I don't want to say price representation, even though, you know what? Here's what I have to say for Canada regulators. This is my for Canada regulators. Okay. Somebody said, "Are you trying to make a bag holder?" That's funny. Okay, so this thing wants to go higher. Nothing is guaranteed, but when we break out of this pennant, this is the next target: $3.50 to $4. Mark my words, WGRX wants to go to $3.54. Just like I told you what would happen with open. Open, was very similar setup. Everybody's asking about an open. Here's the next open, but you got a lower risk profile. You understand it. You got the same chart set up, and everybody's saying, "Oh, tell us about the fundamentals." You guys don't know the fundamentals of open. You don't know. Nobody cares about the fundamentals of open or any of these stocks. You're trading off of price action because, most of you guys are degenerate day traders, and that's fine. Mark Messier, the hockey player. Is this the hockey player? We're going to talk about WKSP. We're going to be talking about all our stocks. But meanwhile, WGRX wants to go much higher. The stock is ready to break out. Okay, you people that missed on open, you want the next open. WGRX is a much better setup right now. Much better setup than open. Because open is already getting unstable. I mean, we may have another gap up. You might have one of these islands. Again, when you get these gaps, islands, it becomes very unstable and it comes crashing down. I think open is in an uptrend. Don't get me wrong. I think it looks good. Fundamentals, I have no comment on their business model. It's way above my pay grade. Okay, I'm a very simple guy. I'm going to be talking about WGRX. By the way, we're about to form right now the Golden Cross is going to be coming up probably at 4 o'clock. So keep your eye on WGRX for the Golden Cross, which could send us to about $1.80, $1.90 for the cup and handle. And then from there, we break out to okay, let me just show you this again. I want to be very, very clear. This is WGRX we're talking about. WGRX. Hang on one second. Flip camera. Okay, so look at this. This is a 5-minute chart. Okay. We got a golden cross coming up. That's going to be a big buy signal. It's coming up in the next, couple of hours, next hour maybe. Okay, when we get that, what we could see is, I think what's going to happen is we spike out of there and it goes right to these levels, right? We go right to here. We form a cup and handle formation. That also happens on the 1-hour chart. And that sends the stock, okay, it goes right here. It sends it out to 350. Okay, when WGRX, you want to see this thing going above $1.65. Okay, once we see it, I think $1.65 is a big number. What's my prediction on WGRX, Karina? My prediction on WGRX, I think we could see. Let me just see. Okay, I'm gonna again wild guess. Wild guess, if we get the Golden Cross, we get to around $1.75 today, maybe $1.80. Tomorrow is going to be the big breakout, okay? because we can, if we go from $1.80, then it can start running. Okay, let's talk about Hoth. Speaking of breakout stocks, now Hoth, okay, we had the breakout. It's happening right now, literally as we speak. I told you we had the big pennant formation. Okay, hang on a second. Big pennant formation. I'm going to show you. I'm going to draw the charts for you. Okay, daily chart. Okay, so here you go, TikTok. Here you go, TikTok. Here is Hoth daily chart. This was a formation. This is what we were forming for the last 3 months, okay? We launched the stock over here. It went up like 85% in one day. We launched it here. Boom, breakout above the moving averages, just like open. That's right. Golden cross, just like open. You know what's funny, though? You know what's funny? We got the golden cross, but sometimes when you have this golden cross happening on a 5-minute, on any of these charts, you can get a delayed reaction. It may take a while for it to move. So I think this could be it right now. Like 2 months later, it's starting to happen. By the way, just like with open, you had a golden cross. So now we're breaking out. We actually really are. We got a cup and handle formation happening on the daily charts, the big one. Okay, and what am I expecting? I'm expecting to move back to at least here, which is 350. Okay, so once we break out of this level here, out of like $2, it's going to 350. Even $1.80. If we go beyond $1.80, it's going to put on a trajectory to 350, which means, and then from there we could go to like 15 bucks, 10 bucks, 12, like right in this range. That's what I'm expecting. Okay, right there. That's what we're expecting with Hoth, Hoth, and it's happening now. Okay, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but you could see a move towards 10 bucks and up. You could see a move towards 10 bucks and up. Okay. Hang on one second. Okay, there's the chart. There's your golden cross on the 1 hour chart. Okay, boom. See, this is what happens. You get a massive breakout. Hoth, ready to go. By the way, Hoth, this stock is ready to double. Hoth. Again, when we break out of that $1.80, we can go to 350 overnight. You understand that? Hoth. $1.80 is the number to watch. We break out of $1.80, it's going to 350. That's what's going on. Okay, now how about somebody's asking about Wgrx, one of our favorite stocks. By the way, look, all these stocks we're talking about, we're not here for the doubles. This is not a day trading channel. Yes, we're doing a show, talk about what the charts are doing today. Yes, I get it, but the focus, okay, is every stock we launch here, okay, they got to have 10x upside potential. They got to be potentially 10 baggers. Now, do all of our stocks become 10 baggers? No. How many of our stocks become 10 baggers? Probably 25%. That's right. 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 stocks that we launch goes up 1,000%, where you can make 10 times your money or more. 10, even 20, 50 times your money. 1 out of 5 stocks. The others can double or triple, and sometimes that's it. That's all that happens. They just double or triple. Now, look, Seattle went up 700%. So Seattle is not a success because it didn't become a 10-bagger. It could still. I still have, I still believe we have a path to being a 10-bagger, $15 once they close that merger. When is that going to happen? Don't ask me. We're waiting for the approval still for a couple months already. By the way, speaking of another one of these, I wonder what I haven't looked at Fubo in a while. Oh, look at this Fubo. By the way, Fubo, we got any Fubo fans? It's a stock I mentioned briefly. I actually do own Fubo. I do own Fubo personally. They were a client. They were a client at one point. And it went up like 5x. So Fubo was not a real success. It went from like $9 to like 65 bucks. Fubo is starting to form a pennant that ready to break out. I think Fubo can go to, I think 15 bucks. We're at $4 right now. WKSP. Let's talk about WKSP. So again, we're talking about stocks with 10x upside potential. The thing wants to go higher. It's kind of it broke out and pulled back, and it's kind of hanging out, waiting for a signal. WKSP wants to go higher. It's just waiting again. Okay. I think it's happening now. Hang on a second. Hang on. 15-minute charts. Get ready, guys. Oh, WKSP. Put this on your watch list. Now, I don't know when it's going to... Is it going to happen today, tomorrow? Okay, but here's a formation I'm looking at. Here is what I am looking at. I'm looking at this. 15-minute charts. Pull it up, guys. If you're watching, pull up WKSP 15-minute charts. I just want to show you this. And here we go. So we're forming a pennant. Okay, we launched it here. We got the gap. And this is what happens with these gaps. We got gap gets filled, builds a consolidation, ready to break out. And guess what? We're ready to break out of this 50 and 200. Okay, you got a bunch of things happening. WKSP ready to go. Now, let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. We're ready for a golden cross on the 5-minute chart. When is it going to happen? Maybe Friday or Monday. Maybe Friday or Monday. Okay, and that's going to be a trigger. Okay, Swaddlers. Okay, comment of the day. Bought the book. There we go. By the way, guys, if you don't like to read, we got a video course. Link above in the bio for our, it's on WAP, WHOP. That's where we have the early alerts. We got the early alerts whenever we launch that new banger stock, right? You know, every month we launch 1 or 2, sometimes 3, between 1 and 3 new bangers every month we launch. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2. Last month we had 2. This month so far we have 1. We'll probably have another new banger in September. And all of our new bangers, the new stocks we launch, they usually double on day 1. You know, Worksport only went up 45% on day 1. The others, you know, double or triple within 2 days, up 85%, whatever it is. And if you join WAP, you get the early alerts. We tell you what time and where we're launching that new stock, so you can get in at the ground floor. You got to get at the ground floor. So here are the benefits that you get. You click the button above to sign up for our early alerts on WAP, WHOP. You get the early alerts. That's number 1. You get the 10-bagger blueprint video course. You get the video course, and we have a module in there on chart patterns and moving averages. I give you a very simple thing on moving averages. Okay, all you need. This is all you need. Somebody was asking me, what indicators do you use? I only use one indicator. It's the moving average, the 50 and the 200. Now, listen, when I first started out, I did MACD, every exotic. There are so many of these technical indicators. It's ridiculous. And the more you have, it makes you crazy because you only need one. You only need one. It's the moving average. And I did a whole video module on how this works. It's in there. And by the way, you know what else we have on WAP? We got the other benefits. Will give you trading signals throughout the day. We got trading signals throughout the day, and we have a chat group. So we got the trader chat going. We got a bunch of people in the community, and you can join the chat. And these guys are, by the way, they're not just talking about our stocks. They're talking about open. They're talking about, I don't know, what are they talking about today? I don't know. They're talking about everything. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at this. Hang on a second. I'll pull up the chat. They're talking about, I think, ASST. They're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. ADI, LDI, hang on, ASST, NXT. So you get a lot of valuable stuff there. That's right. JMZ, are you in the WAP? Are you in the chat? Are you in the thing? Okay, so first let me show you WKSP. So WKSP, I showed you the charts, right? I showed you guys the charts. So we got a golden cross getting ready on the 5-minute charts. We got WKSP. Keep this on your watch list, okay? The stock right now is setting up. The big move is probably going to be Monday. The big move on WKSP is probably going to be Monday. Wgrx is going to be today probably or tomorrow. It's happening now. It's setting up. Here we go, guys. Here we go. It's happening actually right now. $1.58. Wgrx. I got to notify the penny stock billionaire gang. Hang on a second. Watch this. By the way, so we have also a private Telegram channel That's the other benefit for members of our WAP community. And this is where we told them about, we gave them the trading signals on Hoth. We gave them, by the way, we tell you, hey, this is what I told them this morning. Listen, just because they're a client company and paying me, we're not going to give you a bunch of bullshit, right? We're going to tell you, hey, so we told them, look, we got the breakout, but wait for the gap to close, okay? Wait for the gap to close. This is what we told our people in the private Telegram, okay? If you're in our private Telegram, I'm not going to say buy, sell, or hold, but I will tell you, what to look for. Because, again, we don't do, you got videos, all this various stuff. Anyway, let me just show you something here. So, I got to go in there. Hang on. We got to go in there and leave a message. We got to go in there and leave a message like this. All right. Penny stock billionaires, WGRX, $1.58. This thing wants to break out and go higher. Watch the $1.65 level for the confirmation. We could see $1.85 today for the cup and handle. And from there, $2.50, $3.50. Jared is saying, Jared, I mean, this is funny. You know what I love about social media? What I love about social media is people are, the problem with social media and a lot of these things is you guys only see like one snapshot, right? You don't see the continuity. You're not following our private Telegram. You're not following all the stuff where we give you the signals throughout the day when we tell you, okay, the stock is breaking out. This is a buy signal, sell signal, all those things. You only get something we did a month ago. And that thing may have been over a month ago. Somebody's saying, somebody's probably, by the way, there was guys saying, oh yeah, you told us about that CBDT was going to the moon when it was $2 or $1. Yeah, no, we launched it at a nickel. Okay, we launched it at a nickel, went to $2.50 in 4 months. People made 50 times the money. But there's some guy saying, oh, because we have videos. We have videos. If you go online, we got YouTube. I didn't take them down. We got videos saying, hey, the thing is breaking out. And somebody say, oh, look at this. The guy said it was breaking out, and now the stock is zero. By the way, CBDT went to zero afterwards. Now, long after we were no longer involved, during the time that Wall Street reported that this company was promoting the stock, it was going up. Here's the thing you got to realize, okay? During the time when we're working with the stock, we're actively promoting it, they're usually almost always going up, like 90% of the time. When we're not involved, I don't know what happens. I mean, I don't know what happens with a stock 10 years later. Sometimes we have stocks go up 100x 10 years later. I'm not involved. Don't blame me, and I'm not taking credit for it. Okay, Axon went up 1,000x from $1.25 to $1,600 with the splits. I mean, I like to take credit for it because hey, we introduced it, but we never really were actively involved after the first month or whatever. So just to be clear, so don't blame me for stuff that years later that we have nothing to do with. But anyway, WGRX ready to break out. Keep your eye on WGRX right now. Hoth is, by the way, Hoth. Let's go back to Hoth. Hoth, we filled the gap. And here we go. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what we told the Penny Stock Billionaire Gang channel. You want to see how accurate this is? How accurate is this? Okay. How accurate is this? Okay, look at this. What do we tell everybody? This is a private Telegram channel. This is what you get for the $200 a month. Trading signals that make you money. Hoth, gap closed. Look for base building. Next few hours for breakout above $1.65. Okay, I told you guys be careful of the gap. But when we go back to the $1.65, build a base, watch for the breakout, and guess what? That's exactly what's going on right now. So Hoth is getting ready for wave 2. Okay, wave 2 is going to happen now. So Hoth, we close the gap. We're going to build a base, and it's going to break out higher. When is it going to happen? Is it going to be today? I don't know. It wants to go higher. Now, we want to see a breakout actually above this moving average. That's really what I meant. It was $1.65. Now it's moved up to $1.67. No, okay, it was $1.67. Yeah. Maybe I was wrong. I said $1.60. Yeah, it was $1.65, but the moving average moved up. So you want to break it above the 50 moving average, basically, on Hoth, H-O-T-H. Very nice chart setup. The thing wants to go higher. We're going to see a move back to $1.80, and then we can go to 250, 350. All right, that's what you get with our early alerts. Okay, what do you get with our early alerts, guys? If you want to make money, here's what it's very simple. It's not free. It's not cheap. It's $200 a month. You get access to the early alerts when we launch the new banger, so you can double your money in one day. You can get ground floor. You get also the video course, 10-bagger blueprint video course, and you get our chat to talk to your other fellow members, okay, which is very valuable. Probably one of the most valuable things. The chat is where you can talk to other people. They got other ideas, not just our stocks. They talk about open, ASST, everything that's moving. And we got some guys who are really, really smart in there. And guess what? You also get the trading signals on Telegram. So you get a lot of stuff. It's $195 a month. It's on WAP. Link above in the bio. If you're watching on YouTube, it's link in the video description below. It's on WAP. Okay, Hoth ready to go higher now. Hang on a second. Here we go. I gotta leave a message for the Penny Stock Billionaire gang on the private Telegram. All right, Penny Stock Billionaires, Hoth. We hit that $1.65. We're building that base as discussed earlier, and looks like it wants to go higher. Now watch the break at about $1.67, $1.68. If we get a couple of bars above on the 5-minute chart above $1.67, it means we're going to see it move back to $1.80 very quickly. So we could see just a spike up, like a very quick spike up. But definitely this stock wants to go higher. This thing has got legs now. We got the breakout on the pennant formation. It's on. This is what it was a 3-month process. It's happening now. Okay. All right, guys, if you're watching, make sure you click the hearts button, the like button if you're watching on TikTok, so we get more eyeballs on the video. We get more people buying these stocks so they go to the moon. What's the next super stock? Yeah, thank you. Okay, there we go. What's the next super stock? Probably in a week or two. We're going to have another banger launching, maybe in about a week or two. We won't look. Here's the deal. I'm very selective about the new companies we bring on. Why? Because they have to have that 10x upside. They gotta be set up for an immediate double on day one. They gotta have everything lined up because we want them to be hot right out of the gate. It's not easy to find that. And also at the same time, we gotta have our other stuff moving. So, we may have 1 or 2 new ones, 3 new stocks a month. 6, 8. Okay, so hey, if you love the content, click that hearts button, the like button, because it does help the algorithm. Somebody's asking about ADTX. Oh yeah, Javier. Okay, Javier is in the WAP chat. There we go. There we go. Yeah, LITM is one of. Yeah, we're still with LI. We haven't. I haven't looked at LITM. Hang on, I got to look at LITM. They didn't have news. I didn't look at it. Okay, by the way, ADTX. Let me just finish off on ADTX. ADTX is breaking out on the charts, on the 1-hour charts. They got to have news flow though. ADTX. Okay, we launched it. ADTX is our only stock that's down below the intro. That's right. Full disclosure. We got 6 or 7 runners right now. They're all banging out. ADTX is the only one that's below the intro, the launch price. But sometimes that happens, and then they go up higher. What's going on though is we're building. It's breaking out on the 1-hour chart. It's in the early stage. I ran into the CEO at the conference a couple of days ago at the Wainwright conference. I said, "Hey man, Amber, we got to have the news flow. We got to have the news flow. We got good signals here." All right, let me pull up LITM. I haven't followed LITM in a couple of days. Is it running? It's running. We got a golden cross on LITM. I'm just annoyed that they haven't had news. LITM ready to go actually. Hang on. Did they have news today? No, they haven't had news. The LITM chart is looking good. I can tell you that. I'm so annoyed with this company though. Without having news, it's like ridiculous. Okay, guys, LITM charts looking good. Just so you know, I'm not gonna show it on TikTok because the TikTok people have no patience. They got no patience, so I don't want to waste my time showing this to them. Is Aditex and Ciata in play? Al? We'll take a look. By the way, Javier. I can't pronounce it right. And by the way, I just got back. I just got back home. It was a long flight. I'm like kind of jet lagged, and I'm not fully functional right now. We got a golden cross on the 15-minute charts on the LITM, just so you know. So LITM does want to go higher. We had a bunch of fake outs. I mentioned this many times. LITM is notorious for fake outs. Now I'm going to mention Ciata because we got people. Now again, we're not actively working with Ciata because our contract expired like last month, and they're waiting basically for the closing of the merger before they decide what to do. So like, it's kind of in a no man's land. So that's basically it. I'm only mentioning it because again we have people in the stock, so I'll mention it. Again, we got this pennant formation. I think the thing wants to go higher. It really does. You got the pennant formation, but it's below the moving average. Basically on Hoth, what you want to see a break at above, let's call it a 275. You want to watch 275 and then 305. 275 and 305. Michael Lay is asking me, Michael, did you click the hearts button? Click the like upvote button if you watch on the TikTok. Open breaking out. Okay, hey, okay. So listen. I'm not giving. If I owned Worksport, I would hold it right because we're in the process of the breakout. It happened. It made the probing attempt to pull back. The thing has legs. The fundamentals of the thing is great. They had a record revenue month. Okay, you understand this? Record revenues. They got fundamentals. Everything is working out. WKSP is $3 right now. WKSP Worksport could be a $50 stock. This is what you guys need to understand. Okay, Worksport could be a $50 stock. What needs to happen? Very simple. They're right now they're hitting a run rate of $20 million a year. They're doing every month. The revenues are exploding. Worksport. That's right. We're talking about Worksport. The revenues are exploding. Look at their news flow. The CEO said we're going to hit a 20 million run rate. The goal is to hit a 100 million run rate. That's what the CEO said. Now, if they go from here, from 20 million to 100 million run rate revenues, it's going to get a 5x market multiple, I believe. Okay, my opinion, which is typically what happens, which means it'll be worth $500 million. It's very simple math. It's valuation. Like real estate, you have cap rates, multiples of, how does a commercial office building, how is an office building valued, okay? Or a house. If you're selling a house, to an investor, the investor is looking, okay, how much am I going to make from this house a month in rent? Everybody wants to make at least 5% a year in real estate, right? So they go at what they call a 6x cap, 5 cap, whatever it is. They want to make about 5%, 6%, 7% on their money. So which means it's going to sell for roughly 20 times that annual income, okay? It's a multiple. With stocks, it's the same thing. If they're doing, usually with stocks, they're valued either on earnings or revenues. I look at revenues usually, right? So growth companies are valued based on revenue. So, a hot growth company is going to be valued at 5x or 10x. 5x or 10x multiple. So if they're doing 100 million revenues, they're going to be 500 million market cap. It's simple. And let's do the math. You divide 500 million by, 7 million shares, 6 million shares out, $70 a share, $70 a share. That's how it works. Okay. Simple. Okay, open. Let me look at open. Let's for the degenerates, the degenerate day traders in the audience. I got to tell you guys, look at this. What did I tell you? The open. I hate to say this. I really hate to say this because they're not a client company. They're not paying me any money, but we're talking about it. What did I tell you? We got this thing wants to go higher. We're forming a cup and a handle on the 5-minute chart. Not buy and sell advice, by the way, but you know, it's definitely wants to go higher. Definitely wants to go higher. I think where was it? It was over here, I think, when we started the live stream, right? It was like 40 minutes ago. We started the live stream 40 minutes ago. Easy Blaze, what's happening with lottery? Lottery is no longer a client. Lottery, you know, lottery broke their agreement, basically, is what can I tell you? And I don't know what's going on. Actually, let me pull it up. You know, well, listen, once a company is no longer in our thing, I don't know what happens. I don't know. It's probably going to go to like, you know, back. It's going to go to 50 cents, I think. I mean, what is it? They did a reverse split. Big mistake. Okay. I tell companies, you do a reverse split when your stock is going down, it's going to go back to the original price. Anyway, open is looking really good. It wants to go higher. I hate to say it, but I think open is going to close above $10 today. I think open goes above $10. Not advice, not a client. Don't ask me about open next week. You know, I don't follow it, but it definitely, we may have a crazy parabolic move because it's become this meme thing. So you can get, it's all momentum driven. There's no, you know, it's all momentum. Work sport. It's annoying. It's just bouncing around. I think there's a lot of shorting. Wgrx waiting for the golden cross. Hoth, Hoth. What's going on? Hoth wants to go higher, guys. Here we are, $1.64. Oh, just like open. You know, we talked about open. We talked about open. You got the same pattern happening. You got, this is open. This is open. This is your cup and handle formation. Cup and handle formation on on Hoth, Hoth. We're talking Hoth. You want to watch the breakout above the 50 moving average right over here, which is right here, $1.67. Okay, that's going to be your buy confirmation. But look at this. It wants to go higher. We had the gap just like open. Why am I talking about open? Because it's a very similar pattern, except you're getting it at the ground floor. Open, Hoth, you can double your money with Hoth. Okay, with Hoth, you could double your money. With open, I don't know if you're going to double your money. The brown panda, what's going on? What's going on? There we go. Money. Some guy. We got a guy in the chat named Money. What a great name to be on TikTok. That's the guy's subscriber name, Money. He shared the live stream, guys. Click the share button. So Money shared the what do you call it? The live stream. So there we go. Drin is up 10x on open. Okay, there you go. Wgrx. We're talking about a Hoth right now. Hoth, Hoth. Hoth is what we're talking about. Hoth ready to break out. It's kind of like an open, but at the ground floor. That's what you're getting with Hoth, Hoth. You can have the same type of move. Now, what does Hoth do? Who cares what they do? Do you know what open does? You don't know what they do. I mean, yeah, they real estate, they flip out. Come on. You guys don't even know the business. They got a very complicated business. They're basically house flippers, okay? That's what they are. So we're talking about Hoth. Hoth is a biotech stock with they got five drug development programs, and any of those drug development programs could be a $1 billion moonshot. Okay, any of those drug development programs can be a $1 billion business. Let's see what's going on. What's going on with our other stocks? Let's see what else is moving. Is anything else moving? Let's go back to open. Let's pull up open for all the degens out there. 966 open. Open. I'm telling you, open wants to surge higher. Yeah, I think somebody's shorting WorkSport. I think somebody's shorting WorkSport. I don't know why they're shorting WorkSport. I mean, it makes no sense to short WorkSport. WKSP makes zero sense. Open can't work or sustain every market. I don't know what that means exactly, Brian. What are you saying? Are you talking about the fundamental business of like the real estate, the house flipping business, or what do you mean? Okay. By the way, if you're brand new to the program, click the follow button. If you're watching on TikTok or YouTube, subscribe. Yeah, Javier. Yeah, I like WorkSport a lot. I love the fundamentals. You know, how do you say per español? Mi gusto WKSP. Mi piacere, molto piacere. WK. It's per italiano, sì. Okay, but it's the same thing, right? Stesso. Yeah. So the WKSP fundamentals are great. We got great. Check out the videos with the CEO. The guy is the real deal. We got the real deal. WKSP is the real deal. So it's the real deal. WKSP could be one of the biggest winners ever. Open at 10. Here, what did I tell you guys? Open is at $10 now. Is it? We hit 10? My screen is all here. Did we hit 10? Is my thing delayed? Am I getting delayed quotes? Am I getting delayed quotes? I'm using a free thing here. The open thing definitely wants to go higher. I think open could go bananas today. I think open could go absolutely bananas. 975. Yeah. Open can go absolutely bananas. Again, not advice, not a client. We got a cup and handle happening on open. Okay, why am I talking about open cup and handle? Why? You know why? Because we got the same pattern happening with Hoth, HOTH, where you can double your money. Okay, hang on a second. Let me show this again. I'm going to show this to the people. Okay, cup and handle. This is your 5-minute chart. Cup and handle formation on open. It wants to go higher. Okay, this thing is going to surge. Again, just like Hoth, test, pulls back, test, pulls back. Guess what? How about Hoth, HOTH? This is a 5-minute chart. Here we go. We're going to form the cup and handle here. Okay, it's going to break out above this level here, but we're building a base, which is what we're talking about. Complimenti, sei molto bravo. Molto bravo. È necessario, Carmelo, è necessario per me pratico la bella lingua. I need to go back maybe in next month. Semana. Prossimo semana. No, next month. Semana is the week. I think. You know, you don't speak a language for a while. You forget quickly. You need to practice, right? We got to have the good. We got to go back for the good pizza. Forno a legna. Settimana. Come pare. Prossimo settimana io andiamo a Napoli, Genova, Roma, Genova, molto piacere. What a beautiful place. Mess. Again, you don't speak something for a couple. You lose it all. You got to practice. So here's what's going on. Hoth, Hoth. We'll be doing the live stream. Not Bella, not Genova, Guando, Sicilia, mangiare. Yeah, Sicilia è problema per me. Sicilia è molto distante. Sicilia è molto distante. It's it's an island. It's an island. I don't like I don't like to take a plane. I like il treno. I like I get on a train, city to city. I like to travel by train. I don't like to get on a plane. And then you go to Palermo. You're trapped. You can't get off the island. How do you get off the island? There's only a plane, and that's it. Until they build that bridge, it's very isolated. It's very isolated. But no, I was in Palermo. What was it? Dieci anno, ieri, 10 years ago, like 2014. And what a cool place. Beautiful museum. They got the great museum, Museo, the Museo Dipinti Antichi. Io ho molto piacere Dipinti Antichi. Great, unbelievable museum in Palermo. But it's I don't know. People there, I don't know. It's kind of a strange place. It's not for me. I like Napoli, Roma. Okay, here we go. 968, open door. Okay, are there a lot of traders? Are there a lot of traders in Italy? I'm curious. Are there a lot of traders? Are there a lot of day traders in Italy? Yeah. Okay. Oh, this guy's in London. Okay. Okay. There's what happens. all the Italians, they moved to London. They all moved to London. It's hard to make money in Italy, I guess. It's the business, a lot of red tape, a lot of bureaucracy. All the great countries have horrible governments. France, Italy, it's a beautiful place. The government, everything is screwed up. That's the way it is. Nothing is perfect. It's kind of like you want a beautiful woman. This is going to be a lot of maintenance, high maintenance. There's always going to be, they're not going to cook and clean, right? You want la bella donna, and they don't. Non pulito, non cucina. No, they don't do that. They don't iron your shirts. They're not going to iron your shirt. You need. Hang on a second. Let's see. No, oh, here we go. An open 972. Let's see. Is Wgrx ready to go? We're getting ready for the golden cross on the Wgrx chart. We're getting ready for the golden cross. You know what? I saw a couple of stocks. The problem is I actually saw some interesting things. It's they had like a lot of biotech companies. I'm very kind of specific. We got a couple things lined up. We have a few stocks lined up for the next month. We got a couple things in the pipeline. So again, we're probably going to have a new launch late this month, maybe in about a week, 10 days. Later this month, we're going to have a new launch. And then in October, I think October, November, this month is kind of a very busy month. So we may have like in October, in November. November is going to get very busy, I believe. But this month we'll probably have one more. We'll probably have one or two. November and December could be very, very busy. All right, so let's go. So open. Are we at $10 on open? Again, I'm only talking about open because the open chart setup is exactly like all our stocks. It's exactly like Hoth, like Wgrx, except you're getting in at the ground floor. All right, that's what's going on. I mean, the open chart, the 5-minute chart looks amazing. I mean, it looks like it's a total degenerate stock. 980, here we go. Look at this. Oh shit. This thing wants to melt up. Open wants to go bananas. Let me show you this. This chart is so sick. I mean, I'm going to show you this. This is a totally degenerate chart. Look at this. You got a cup and handle formation. It wants to break out of here and go to the moon. Okay, open. It wants to break out. This is open. Okay, it wants to break out of here and go absolutely to the moon. Not advice. I have nothing to do with them. I don't even own it. Why am I talking about it? Because people following it. I don't know. I'm only talking about it because it's an illustration of our stocks. We're talking about Wgrx, WKSP. We got the same type of patterns in a different way. Same but different. See, this was your gold. This was your golden cross. That was your buy level. Wow. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Seattle, actually. This reminds me of like the sea. I think it's gonna. I think it's overheating. I think it's overheating though. All right, we got Tomei, number 9 fan in the fan club. What is the fan club? I don't even know what that is. Is that a new thing with TikTok? There's a fan club? I don't even know what is that. What the hell is that? How do you feel about Charlie Kirk's death? I think it's very sad. I mean, I think it's a very tragic thing on multiple levels. You have you have a guy who's like, prime of his life, just as a human being. Whether you agree with his politics or not, the guy prime of his life meant well, and you got these crazy left wingers. You got the crazy leftists. Like you had this problem. Listen, you had this problem in Italy in the 70s, right? You got the Carlo knows. You had the the Red Brigade, what do you call the Rosa Brigata Rosa? You got in Germany they had in the 70s they had these crazy leftists, these Marxists and communists are like some of the most dangerous people. On any extreme, it's always bad, but the people on the left in the U.S. are very dangerous. You're seeing what's going on. The violence is not coming from the right, the so-called right wing. No, it's coming from the left. See, Brigata Rossa. Yeah, it was very. I mean, in the 70s, they were like, it was very dangerous in Italy. I think who did they assassinate the guy? No, not the guy from Gucci, but they were basically going after business people. Right? WKS Worksport had great meetings. Look at this. Open, ready to go. Open. Oh my God. Open is running. Open is ready to go to $10. I think Open can go to $12 today. I think it can go to $12. I'm very annoyed. I'm very annoyed that Worksport is not running. It's got everything. It's got everything going for it. It's got the chart setup happening. Kobe's asking, where would you sell Open? Kobe, it's a great question. Great. That's the question of the day. Guess what? Well, I talk about it in the book. Where do you sell a stock? If you want to know how these things work, you got to click the link above in the bio to get the video course on WAP. Get our trading alerts, and we tell you when we're launching the new banger stocks. So, you got to follow the moving average, basically. You got to be a trend follower. I don't know, where would you sell Open? This is it's a great question. Here's the thing. You got to let your winners run. I'm not, by the way, I have no holding it Open. I don't care about Open because you don't know how high it can go. Open is going parabolic right now because it's like a meme thing. It can go to $50. It could. I'm not saying it can go to $20. I wouldn't be surprised if Open went to like 19, 17, and then collapsed. I mean, it could go. We could have a couple of these big gaps up, go to like $20. Everybody's going to get in at 20. You watch. If Open goes to 20, everybody's going to get in at 20, and it's going to collapse back to like $2. I know everybody's, this guy's a hater. He's a hater of Open. I couldn't care less. I'm just telling you the way it's set up. You don't know. Worksport. We launched the Worksport at $3. You should have gotten at the ground floor. You should have gotten in when we launched it. Now, Worksport, it did, very surprising. We didn't have a big move to the upside. It should have exploded. Why didn't it explode? Don't know. I don't know. But yeah, you got to basically what you got to do with these things. You got to ride the trend. That's why you got to follow the moving averages. That's why you got to follow the moving averages. So again, I talk about it in the book. You got to basically be a trend follower. You got to figure out which moving average. You buy the breakout. If you want to be very disciplined, you got to be disciplined. You buy the breakout and you got to let it run. You don't know where it's going to stop. And when do you sell? If you're very disciplined, you sell when it goes below the moving average. That's your sell signal. If you're going to be disciplined. Okay? You got to basically ride the trend. We don't know how high it could run. By the way, Wgrx wants to break out. So to answer your question about open, how high can open go? I just told you, you don't know, we have no idea how high these things go. We got Wgrx breaking out here. We got Wgrx a breakout above the 50 moving average. And what you got to do is you got to ride the trend. You don't know how high it can go. I'm saying we're going to close the gap to $5 and then go from there. This could be a $50 stock. You don't know how high it can go. How about Hoth? Perfect example. Hoth. So Hoth, again, rated breakout. We got a breakout above the moving average. So this is where we launched it, right over here. Okay, you buy this and you hold until we go below basically the 200 moving average or the 50. But you would have gotten whipsawed a couple of times. That's what happened. That's the danger. But the idea is, it can keep going. It can keep going. $1.65. By the way, Hoth. $1.65 on Hoth. That's a big number. It's you got the cup and handle happening. You got the cup and handle formation. Okay, this is what we're looking for, and then we're looking for a breakout above the $1.67. All right, that's what we're looking for. C++, call me crazy. I think open will dump to fill the gap. It could. I mean, it really could. It could. I mean, gaps are risky. Look, Hoth, the gap got filled. We were waiting for it to get filled, and it got filled. With open, I think with open, though, you have a lot of... Okay, so here's the thing. We're looking at open. We're looking at the 5-minute chart. Again, here's what we got. We got a cup and handle formation. If it breaks out above $10, this $10 range, it's going to go higher. It's probably going to go to 11. If it breaks above 10, it could go to 12. Okay, but we also have, if it goes below the moving average, the 50 moving average, which is at 940 right now, if open drops below 940, then C plus is right. Okay, then it's going to close that gap. So I'll show the TikTok people this. So this is what we're talking about. So, if we get the cup and handle breakout, it'll probably give us this much of a move, proportional move. So this is like a $2 move. So I'm looking for a $2 move above 10, which will take us to at least $12. But you got to watch this moving average. If we break below 940, or where is it, 945, if we break below this moving average, that's your sell signal. So I think who was asking me about open? Kobe Connor. We're talking about moving averages. You buy the breakout. You don't know where it's going to go, right? You don't have no idea. You've got to ride that trend. You have no idea how high it can go. Maybe it goes to $12, but we break below 940, that's a sell signal. There you go. Kobe, you want to know how that works? You got to get the book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, link in the bio, or click also link in the bio to get the video course. It's on WHOP, W-H-O-P. What do you get on WHOP? You get the early alerts whenever we launch the new stock. Whenever we launch the new stock, you're able to get in, you know, at the ground floor. You get in at the you get in at the ground floor. Okay. You get it. Okay, so here's what you get, guys. Let me give you a quick plug. Let me give you a quick plug of how you can change your life. If you want to get rich with these stocks, you want to make 10 times your money or more, click the link above. You get the early alerts on WHOP. We are a program on WHOP. You get the private Telegram. You get the private chat with your fellow traders. You get the 10-Bagger Blueprint video course, which tells you everything you need to know about moving averages, everything. There we go. Nick got the book. And Nick, if you're on WHOP, then we also have videos. We got videos. We got all the videos. We got videos. You know, we talking about all the stocks, and it's what do you call it? You're getting they're scenic. It's a scenic tour. You know, I'm walking and talking about investment concepts. C plus, false flag. Yeah, that's a wild theory. You never know. You never know anything, right? I don't believe that, though. I don't believe that. I think it's just, I think we do have a crazy, you know, left wingers. Listen, LITM. LITM looks like it wants to go higher. The problem I have with LITM is this. You got a breakout, right? You got technical breakouts. We've had a lot of false fake out moves with LITM, but right now you got a buy signal on LITM. We were above the 200 moving average on the charts. You got to follow the charts. That, you know, I have no, you know, that's all you got to do. Let's see, ADTX. All right, guys, that's it. We're wrapping up. ADTX. Keep your eye on ADTX. ADTX. $1.10 looks like it wants to go higher. ADTX. Let's see. Before we leave, Wgrx $1.53. Maybe at the close. Maybe at the close. Worksport. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I got a question for you. We got a quick survey. Quick survey, guys. Please do me a favor. If you're watching and enjoying, I got a quick survey. Okay. Here's my question for TikTok, for YouTube, whatever it is. I'm going to go with whatever. Do you want to see more like live streams where we do chart technical analysis of other stocks outside of our universe? In other words, open or other stocks that are hot or instead of just our own universe of whatever. If you're interested in that, just say yes. You know, just type in yes. If I get like 10 of them, you know, that means that's a good survey. Okay, we got some guy in India. Yes, yeah, I don't know. I can't read that. I can't read the Sanskrit, so I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, Rune, Kobe, Christopher, Panazza, Dango Dart. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Looks like Carmelo. Allora, okay. D'accordo. Okay, that's it. We're gonna talk about other stocks. You know what we have to do is I want to bring on like other people. Like I want to make it more interesting. I want to bring in like other like traders on these things. So you get multiple, you know, we got to have multiple people on. I want to have other guests on these things. So you get perspectives. We got to have perspectives from other people. I want to, you know, that's what I'm interested. Okay. You know what I'm interested. Okay, guys, okay. I'm going to throw something out there. DM me. What I'd like to have, okay, so what I'd like to have is like a crew. We want to have a crew of like 5 people who hop on here and they do the live stream. So you know, you're gonna get bored if it's just me. You don't want to be looking at me all day, right? You want to have other people. I can't do this all day, you know. But we're gonna have people like you. If anybody here, you know, wants to talk about charts or whatever, and you're good at it, like C+, actually, C+, you're welcome. If you want to get on the camera, talk about charts. articulate concepts, DM me, because we're looking, I want to have other people on here. Makes it more interesting. On the live, now we've done live streams where we've had other guests. For whatever reason, they're not turning on their camera. They're shy, Yeah, we gotta get Nick. We're gonna get Work Sport pumping. When is Work Sport gonna get moving? I think it's gonna be next week. This week it's building a base. It doesn't have the steam. Tomorrow's Friday, so I don't think we're going to have any big. We can maybe get a setup, but we're not going to have a big move on Friday. It doesn't have the steam right now. Wgrx could get a big move. Hoth could get a big move. Hoth has momentum. You got to go with these stocks that have the momentum. They got the energy. Hoth has the energy right now. So yeah, Wgrx is we're building a setup. So we'll see what happens. Okay, TikTok. We'll see you in the next one. Here's to your 100x. All right. There we go. TikTok and YouTube. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. YouTube, Twitter, wherever you're watching. C+, thank you for joining. We'll see you on the next one. Where are we? Are we live? Okay, there we go.